This World Series Game 4 picks edition of the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5, get $100 in bonus funds. Sign up with the code MLB SGPN. Welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is, what day is it? Tuesday? Wednesday?
Yes. No, Tuesday.
Yeah, is it? Definitely. It's Tuesday, October the 28th, and we are here to, if at all possible, try and wrap our heads around what happened round about 7 hours ago, the culmination of Game 3. And we'll try and make some picks for the upcoming Game 4. Joining me from somewhere in New York is Mr. Dylan Rockford. D-Rock, my first note, say WTF, exclamation mark. I mean, where do you start with that?
What a fucking game. It was amazing last night. I was telling you before we went live, I was like, I had to go to work. I got to get up early for my job. I'm sitting there, wake up in the middle of the night. I get thirsty and I left my TV on. That's how tired I was. And they're still playing and I'm rubbing my eyes. Obviously, I'm blind as a bat, but I'm sitting there like, is this a rerun? Is this game 2? And it says 17th inning. I said, fuck it. I gotta stay up now. So the West Coast people definitely have it a little better than the East Coast, but it was amazing. 18 innings. Is that a record?
It's a World Series record. I mean, I complained a couple of months ago, if you remember, about the since the introduction of the zombie runner, that once a season I used to wake up for breakfast and there would be something still going on. There would be Seattle, Miami, and I would get to watch it over breakfast, and it was an annual thing, and that's gone away. That's finished. So
yeah,
my consumption of this game last night, man, I'm in a bad way. Look at the state of my eyes; are like piss holes in the snow right about now. So firstly, this is the week. There's 2 weeks every year where the time difference goes weird. Like our clocks went back on Sunday, but yours, you changed it? Is it daylight savings? Will that happen this week?
So it's spring ahead, fall back. So we lose an hour, but we gain an hour of sleep. I was actually doing a study on that. Doctors are coming out and saying that it fucks up your whole body and it's actually worse for you that we keep going back and forth. Let's just stick to one time, right?
Well, it doesn't really affect. The only time it affects me is this week. So, for example, on Sunday, I went to turn the NFL on at 6 o'clock, put the red zone on, and they were already an hour into the games. So I missed my bets and everything. And then I did the same last night. I waited up till midnight. The game was meant to start at 1 a.m. I got into bed, put my headphones in, and they were midway through the second inning. I thought, I've fucking done it again. So I always just doze in and out of consciousness. I heard the Dodgers go 2-0 up. I heard Will Smith Tommy Edman boot the ball into the outfield, and it went 4-2. And then I was just kind of dozing. I woke up and I heard it was 5-5 in the 7th. And then I heard it was the 9th. And then I heard it was the 11th. And by that time, I think the wife was starting to get annoyed with me.
Yeah.
She's like, why are you awake? I didn't think I was awake, but I think I must have been sort of clenching and reacting and just clearly sort of being aware of what was going on in my ears. So I got out of bed, came downstairs. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. And I put the TV on, sat on the sofa, and then I dozed in and out of whatever the fuck was going on. And I still didn't. I thought Will Smith had hit that one out in whatever inning that was, that was caught just at the wall. And then I woke up to hear the commentator say it's gone. But the commentator left a massive pause after that. So I didn't know who it was. So I got my eyes closed, and I just wanted him to say the words. Say the 2 words. Give me the name of who it was. And so I opened one eye and saw the Dodgers going mad. And that was 10-7 this morning, that finished.
Wow, it was amazing.
My wife was already in the shower, brushing her teeth, ready for work. So I got back into bed for a couple of hours, and now I'm just a broken man. I'm sitting here, I can't see. I don't know who I am. I don't know what day it is, as we've already demonstrated. But, I mean, 18 innings, 31 hits, 37 left on base. 37 men left on base, Dylan. Leave it out. 6 outs on the base paths. When do you see that? All kinds of different outs on the base path. Home play, mistakes. Just ridiculous. Shohei Ohtani reaching base 9 times. I mean, it's like, literally, it's unbelievable. Like, you can't get your head around it. I've just tried to explain to Bob, because they're on school holiday this week. I just tried to explain to Bob what happened. And you can't adequately explain it. You can't make it sound nearly as dramatic as you should.
There was 19 pitchers total that threw last night as well. I was telling my girlfriend, she was like, what were you so excited about? I'm explaining her and I'm hitting all my bets. And she goes, so you didn't get a lot of sleep? I'm like, no, but I saw an amazing game. And they people just can't wrap their head around it. We're married to it. We've done this for how many months now? 7-8 months. Like, this is what we've done it for. So it was amazing. Ohtani's amazing. By the way, we did our futures, me and you.
Yeah.
Game to reach an extra innings, 1 plus 115. We hit.
You had that.
Shohei to have 3 home runs in the World Series plus 150. We hit that. And it started good. Blue Jays win game 1. Dodgers for the series at plus 310. It's looking good right now. Both team totals hit yesterday. Freddie Freeman hit the walk-off home run. Hey, we're doing good. I almost could get a mansion like you now.
Oh, yeah. We're cooking. I think you're cooking a little bit more than me. I've took the Dodgers 4-1, which is still live. Basically, I'm still riding the Dodgers, so I've got that. I keep mentioning I've got that gigantic pile of bets on the Dodgers. The chat is live and kicking. Some people have stayed awake. Everyone's given us their own version of kind of what happened during the night. Elias was first in. Well, Rodney Cotton says it was the unofficial game 5, which is right. Jason Whitman's here. Joey. Joseph McComber. John Cullerface here. Needs the ad read. The ad reads will keep you awake, John. I mean, yeah, it's really hard. Sometimes you just don't need to analyse it. I know that's kind of our job. But equally, it fucking, as the consig would say, baseball, bro. I was like, I would 100% have woken up to a consig tweet this morning. I thought he would have just absolutely adored that. I mean, the thing to do now is kind of work out what effect any of that is going to have on game 4. And that's the skill in trying to... Because literally the game finished, 5 hours ago? Like 6 hours ago? And we're off and running again in 7 or 8 hours. So we'll try and get into that, D-Rock. All of our podcasts are available wherever you get your podcasts, NFL, MLB, NBA, and college. In 2 hours' time, I'm going to look over the Breeders' Cup on the notorious OTB podcast with Chase. So be on the lookout for all of that stuff. I mean, the Dodgers pen stepped up. That was never really part of the script. 4 scoreless from Will Klein. Are we looking at not many? Did anyone throw out Will Klein MVP? I don't think was thrown out. I've genuinely never really heard of him until last night. But I mean, if you had to instinctively say, Dylan, the effect that that's going to have on tonight's game, Joey D in the chat saying that he would smash the under. And that was exactly my instinct. I'm going to get to my picks in a minute. But I think the same as you, Joey. Like, Dylan, instinctively, how do you think what happened last night has an effect on how this game goes tonight?
See, when I woke up and after I got some cognitive sleep in me, I thought the same thing, or at least the first 5 under. But then when my numbers came and I started doing my model, I actually could talk myself into the over. So,
okay.
And the number has climbed. So it opened up at 7.5. I see 8.5 right now. And the market is telling you it might be another over game. I mean, 2 of the 3 games did sky over this total. So that worries me a little bit, especially who we're going to see on the mound for the Blue Jays. So instinctively, I thought it would be maybe a slower start. But then as I started to break down the game more and look at the numbers, we'll see. I'll get into my play in a little, but I actually lean over.
I'm just thinking, like, how do the players feel now? Because I know how I feel, like, and I didn't play. I know how you feel, and I can tell everyone else in the chat feels like absolutely exhausted. The physical and emotional effort that went into all of that. I couldn't pick a bat up now. I don't think I could take Shane Bieber to the wall right now for the next couple of hours at least, Dylan. It would take me till later on this afternoon before I'm ready to leg out a double. I'm absolutely knackered. So, yeah, interested. Great angling. Absolutely love it. We are brought to you by mybookie.ag, your place to bet on football and everything else. Use the promo code SGPN for a 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. And we're brought to you by Novig, America's #1 sports prediction market. Novig available in over 35 states. Download the Novig app. Get $50 when you spend $5 if you use the promo code SGPN. Get on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. The game is midnight. So what time? Was that 8 p.m. again? Yeah. So that's midnight my time, not 1 a.m. So I'll probably get the first. I'll try and get the first hour. Hopefully get some sleep tonight. But a midnight start. The Toronto Blue Jays are at the LA Dodgers. Game 4. Shane Bieber goes for the Blue Jays. Shohei Ohtani goes for the Dodgers. Plus 170 Toronto. Minus 208 the Dodgers. The total is at 8.5. The run lines, Blue Jays plus 1.5 at minus 120. Dodgers minus 1.5 at even money. So things that are going to affect tonight, I think, from last night, the bullpens, obviously. How many pitches did you say? 19. 19 pitches through. Shane Bieber briefly went to the bullpen and loosened up for a little while. Shohei Ohtani, the starting pitcher tonight, had 9 plate appearances, even though I was just trying to explain to Bob that they intentionally walked him 4 times because you just take the bat out of his hand. He just get out the dugout without his bat, just walk directly to first base. But he's stood on base 9 times. I can't imagine that'll take out of him, like, physically too much out of him. Like I say, Shane Bieber went to loosen up. Even Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who's slated to start Game 6, I think, he went and warmed up as well. On the offensive side, the Springer injury. Someone earlier on in the chat mentioned the George Springer injury because it looked like a bad one. It looked, obviously, I'm not a medical professional, Dylan, but it looked like an oblique, maybe, to me. Who was it earlier on?
I thought I saw someone say it.
Joseph McComber was asking who'd been stitched up by the Springer injury. His production is a big loss. That's going to be hard to replace, even if it does kind of open the door for Bo Bichette. I know Adam and Scott on the prop show and a few sharps looked at the Bo Bichette MVP angle. So the door's open if he can force his way through and have 4 great games. But even if Bichette goes well, I think that Springer production, his OPS was up over 900, 930, something off the top of my head. That's going to be a problem. You'd think, D-Rock, that the starting pitchers have to go long. The bullpens are going to be gassed. I was instinctively at that point drawn to pitcher out. It's a market we've looked into a few times this year. But the numbers are high and they're incredibly juiced as well. And the numbers put me off. Bieber is at 14.5. Ohtani is at 17.5. And I went back and forth on this so many times. I had to make the decision just to leave it because I couldn't work it out, Dylan. I wasn't good enough to work it out, whether or not you were. Or not. Did you have an angle on that? Because, like I say, a lot of people, without looking at the numbers, think, right, we have to go under. They think, hang on a minute, it's minus 180. And all of a sudden you start thinking the value might be in the over. And then I thought I was being too cute. And then I thought, fuck it, I need to look somewhere else because I'm not good enough to work this out, D-Rock. So were you?
Great minds think alike because that's exactly where I was drawn to for player props. I mean, I kind of like I got 18.5 for Ohtani outs, and it was a little chalky, but even as good as he's been going, that's a lot for him. He's never gone over this number this season. The most he's gone is 6 innings for the Dodgers, and I really don't think Dave Roberts is going to push him past that, especially if the Blue Jays wind up having some hits and some success off of him. I saw minus 160. I thought that was the best price that I could find for under 18.5 outs. It's a little chalky, but sometimes I think the juice is worth the squeeze. And Bieber's is at 15.5. I actually like the over for that one. I think, to your point, they need him to go long in this game. I know he's only 1 for 3 to the over in the postseason, but coming into the playoffs, he was an innings horse for Toronto. He went over this number in 6 of 7 starts coming into October, and we're getting plus 120 as well. I like the price, and I do like the spot here for Shane Bieber as well.
See, listening to you make a perfectly good case. And then I think the last 5 comments in the chat all just contradict each other. Trev, TVDBJ, welcome, and Joe Dollar. Trev telling us that Ohtani was cramping up. Joe Dollar says he's gone over. He's 18 out in his last 3 starts. You've got conflicting opinions there. Joe Dollar wants a max bet on Bieber over on the outs. And did you go the other way, Dilly? You just said you wanted the under. Jason wants Ohtani under. Joseph saying he's tired. So that's what I mean. That's what just got me. The more I looked at it, the more I was tying myself up in knots a little bit. So I just had to leave it. That angle particularly. Bieber had 2 outings against the Mariners. The one start was 6 innings, which was fine. And then he went 8 outs in that game that went however many. Whatever we thought was a long game, it turns out it's not a long game anymore because a long game is now 18 innings. That Seattle game that went 13 or whatever innings it was, he picked up 8 outs in that. He had a fine season. I've got no issues with him. Wasn't as sharp on the road generally. His ERA was just about 4. His career numbers at the Dodgers are fine. 2.84 ERA is a relatively small sample. Ohtani, not pitched for a little while, put on that clinic, 6 scoreless against the Brewers, where he also decided to hit all the home runs as well. 7 home starts in the regular season this year, 171 ERA. So there's no reason to fade Ohtani here, particularly unless you want to factor in the fact there's just so many question marks, like extraneous variables on the back of last night. This is no way a normal game. I think anyone who tells you they've got a confident angle in on this game is lying. And when we wake up tomorrow morning, some of us will have won some bets and some of us will have lost some bets. But I tell you what, there's a lot of luck over judgment going in at this. The Blue Jays are sticking with that aggressive early attack at the plate, and it's worked for them. They've put numbers up early in 2 of the 3 games so far. So my initial instinct was the under. Like we've just said, there was a few people in the chat thought the exact same thing. Danny C has joined us as well. He's pointing out they've only got the 3 lefty bats as well. The total of 8.5 looked high because, as I just said earlier on, I know it's not comparable, but how we feel right now, how everyone feels who watched that game last night, multiply that by 100 and put that on the 2 offenses. So under 8.5 outs looks very high. I think offenses have to be sluggish, physical and emotional effort, but particularly early in the game, Dylan, I think this might just take a little bit of time for everybody to warm up. I tell you what, who needs to warm up, by the way? The fucking umpires are absolutely awful.
Terrible.
My God, the zone is shocking. That's an aside completely. So a sluggish early start here. If you want to go full D-Gen D-Rock, Nerfy at minus 115. and the first 5 under 4.5 at -115. They're my 2 plays for this game. I'm going to be honest with you. They aren't the most confident plays. Every time someone types something in this chat, I think, oh, yeah, that's a good angle. And I've changed my mind 25 times in the 20 minutes we've been chatting. So I think I just need to settle down a little bit and decide. So, I mean, if it force you to put a bet somewhere, Dylan, where are you going?
Yeah, first of all, when I realize that I keep going back and forth on a play, I do exactly that, and I just leave the play alone. And if it wins, it wins. I had the right read. I start thinking about things a little too much sometimes, and then I confuse myself. So I initially just stick with my gut. And I think I wish I got the opening total. Like I said, it opened up at 7.5. My total came out to an 8 flat. I see 8.5s out there. Some people are saying they like the under. I agree. I think 8.5 is a little too high. I probably would go right back to the well with this in game 3 like I did. Both team total overs in the first 5. Blue Jays is at 1.5 at -110. Dodgers is at 2.5 at -110. Both teams went over this last night. And, maybe some people in the chat, they think, after playing 18 innings, they're going to come out a little sluggish and tired. The more I thought about it, the more I think differently. I think both teams are actually going to come out aggressive and look to take an early lead. Like, this is the World Series. This isn't a Tuesday night in Milwaukee. Like, they need this game. This is a big game for both teams. Dodgers could go up 3-1 and possibly and never have to go back to Canada. If the Blue Jays win, it's tied 2-2 and they force a game 6 to go back home. They need to take 1 to go back home. So this is a big game for both teams, I think. Shane Bieber, I like him, and I saw why they traded for him, but he hasn't had the best postseason for Toronto. He has given up 2 runs in all 3 of his starts. He usually doesn't go long either, which I think is a major problem, especially after last night. They're going to have to force him to go long here. They need to get some length out of him. And since I think they're going to leave him out there, I think it's going to give the Dodgers plenty of opportunity and advantage to score some 3 runs, which why I like the first 5 over 2.5. But the good thing with Bieber, I think, going for the Blue Jays is when he's out there, what I've seen is usually the offense produces and gets him some kind of run support when he pitches. I know Ohtani's been solid on the mound, but he did give up 3 runs to the Phillies, and I think the Blue Jays offense is just as good as the Phillies, and I think they could at least get 2 runs. You saw they jumped out last night on the pitcher, so I think 1.5 the team totals in the first 5 have been extremely low in the postseason. That's been extremely profitable for me, so I'm gonna go back to the well with those 2.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, the other angle we haven't really considered is how can you fade Shohei Ohtani to do absolutely anything? I mean, I would bet him to get 500 passing yards on Sunday night for the Ravens or whatever.
He probably could.
Absolutely could, yeah. And like 12 catches for 84 and knock over 3 field goals. Like fading Ohtani to do anything seems insane at the moment. Thomas Donetti's joined us. All right, Thomas, how you doing?
I like this one, Joe, that put out both teams 3+ runs. I like that as well. And the game could still go under 4-3 game.
Yeah, cheeky 4-3. That's not a little. Not a bad angle in from Joe Dollar. I've got a couple of player props we'll get to just to wrap this up. Underdog is your home for pick'em entries. You can win 5,000 times your money. They've got sides and totals now on Underdog now, which is exciting. Brand new offer. Play $5, get $100 in bonus funds. Sign up with the code MLB SGPN and Rhythm, crushing it in college football, NFL, and they've just added NBA weekly cash prizes for tracking your stats in the app. Promo code is SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm, use the promo code SGPN25. Player props, a couple of hitters that I liked, and I went into the singles market here. So players to hit a single. Addison Barger has just been really good. He's the last 5 games has hit 1, 1, 1, 0, and 2. So over half a single for Addison Barger is plus 165. So it's something that's hit 4 out of the last 5. He's really had a good series. He's come into his own. I mean, he demonstrates that cannon arm in arm in the outfield, which we know, but not necessarily known for his hitting. But 4 out of 5 is single. So I thought that was a fair price, plus 165. And one of the Dodgers hitters who we've mentioned a lot, I think, and who just looks primed, is Will Smith. I said I thought he'd nearly hit it. It was the 13th or 14th inning. He even got the little bat flipping before it was caught right on the fence. But Will Smith, again in the singles market, this would have covered 5 in a row. His numbers are 1, 2, 1, 1, and 1. And he's plus 110, which to me seems perfectly reasonable. And that bat flip stuck with me. Will Smith does look locked in. So my home run play is going to be Will Smith at plus 425, Dylan. Yeah,
we mentioned it a little earlier, but I do like. Actually, I lean over just because the number at minus 160, the under 18.5 outs for Ohtani. We talked about that, but I really like Bieber's over 15.5. I think someone in the chat said 14.5. Shop around. Toronto needs him to go long in this game, and especially with all the guys they use. And like I said, he was an innings horse coming into this postseason. He just hasn't had a lot of luck, but they need him to go long. So I do like that, especially at plus 120. I think he could go long. As for a hitter, I like Will Smith as well, over 1.5 HRR. I'm going back to the well with this one. It didn't hit last night. I was like you, when he hit it to the warning track, I almost thought it was gone. I think that's why I like it tonight. Whenever he has an off night, he usually comes back the next day or the following day and has a solid game. And he has good numbers versus Shane Bieber, 2 for 3 with a single and a double. Minus 115, I think, is a great price for Will Smith. So he's swinging the bat well. He's seen the ball well. I think this could be a good game for Will Smith as well. And I do have a home run prop if you want to get to that. Yeah, home run, obviously short one. I hit my home run for the series with Ohtani, having 3 in the series, but plus 186 for Ohtani, which, I mean, he's going to be rested. I mean, he got walked 4 times. He was cramping a little bit, but it's not the best number. But it's hard to think that this man can't do it. He's not from this planet. He's on fire right now. Maybe not against Bieber, because Bieber has had success against him, but maybe when the bullpen comes in, I like that. I kind of like what I've seen from Alejandro Kirk as well. Yeah. Plus 540 is worth a pizza bet. I mean, he does have 2 home runs in the World Series. He's another guy, I think, seeing the ball well. I don't know if it'll be against Ohtani because he hasn't given a home run up this postseason, but maybe when someone in that pen comes in, those are kind of the 2 guys I'd be eyeing at. Alejandro Kirk at plus 540 and Shohei at plus 186. Yeah, Kirk's a dog. I really like him. He's quite easy to root for. Okay, mate. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Everybody in the chat who was in nice and early today, go and spend some time with your families. We'll get back to this game at midnight tonight. Hopefully, we might get some sleep as well. Dylan, me and you are going to reconvene at the same time here tomorrow, I think, for game number 5. The marathon continues. Anything you want to let the people know before we let them go, D-Rock? No, hopefully not another 18 game. I need some sleep tonight, but enjoy the game. It should be a good one. And by the way, did you see the steak, the tomahawk steak that they're fucking selling in the stadium? No, I didn't. Oh, you got to look that up. It looks amazing. I wish I gotta send that picture to Uncle Steve. Hopefully he's a billionaire. He could make that happen, but I'm salivating right now. I love a nice steak. Holy shit, that looked good. But enjoy the game and good luck on your bets. Appreciate it. Good luck, everyone. Back this time tomorrow with more shenanigans. Until then, we will see you all down the road. Cheers.